Hello, good evening Tribuners. Welcome back with me Kustul Ashefah in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is Undefeated mother who was big pregnant lost in Garut experienced contraction and gave his birthday. A woman who is deaf and speech impaired in lost Garut Regency. Unfortunately, why she was lost, it was this because she was heavily pregnant and experienced contraction and was then rushed in hospital. At the regional unit hospital, Dr. Selamat Garut, she gave them birth and is now in the Garut Social Service halfway house with her baby. Initially, it was found that there was information from the Garut police that there was a pregnant mother experiencing contraction. It turned out that she was natural and not a Garut resident. Said the head of social rehabilitation definition of the Garut Social Service, Ali Harley met with the by the TRIBUN.id in his office. When he had, it turned out the mother didn't carry her identity, she only booked a bag and clothes. Ali explained that his time his birthday was trying to find information about where he lives. She had the most possible way to the address of origin is used screen retina in both eyes. When met the Tribun.id, the mother gave her call and showed several photos which took the original place of residence. However, the collapse was not equipped with the call or communication application, making it difficult for the workforce to make contact with the family. Humanitarian volunteer at Bamboo Volunteer Fighting House, Retirees Hardy said that currently the mother has been given a temporary name, namely Mr. Y. He said that the incident happened at Mr. Y was not on Friday night. The next news is gas cylinder exploding causes burning boarding room. A boarding house on the Tamalate offers Stapak Street, Kassi-kassi Village, Rappocini District, Makassar City, Tuesday 14 June 2022. The fire was caused by the explosion thought to come from the gas leader. Caused it because fire that the sound of an explosion sounded quite large. So that the Makassar Village security officer didn't come to the boarding house. However, when they arrived the room, the fire had already grown in the room. The reason because it gas cylinder exploded. Then he explained that the morning the egg corpse of the boarding house were cooking, that the bed and the left there cooking. When the fire occurred, the egg corpse of the boarding house were destined to bedroom, which is also on the occupation of the boarding house for about a week. Based on the observation of TRIBUN.com, the boarding house has a 2 floors specifically for women. There are a 20 room 6 above and 6 below. The plenum room was on 160 floor. In the turning room, all the second track like a spreading bed matters. Only the spring and the home the wood remain gas stove, tube and kitchen status such as pans and also rice cooker. Also the rice look like has been scalded. And the next news is Khalifatul Muslimin Signboard appearance on the Tapin. The both Kalimantan Regional Police continue to monitor the alleged presence of the member of the Khalifatul Muslimin organization in South Kalimantan, especially in Tapin Regency, South Kalimantan Province. The province is also monitoring the progress of handling and decide the trans Khalifatul Muslimin that the resident has installed in his house that was conserved by the head of public relations of the South Kalimantan Police, Police Commissioner Muhammad Rifai, when meet the Banjarmasin-Post.co.id at the South Kalimantan Police headquarters on the Thursday. It becomes in the middle of the handling effort. Kibus Rifai explained the public to remain calm, not to do things that make the situation cloudy. Regarding the existing and immediate plan at the alleged followers of the Khalifatul Muslimin in Tapin, the head of the public relations that the clarification step were still being carried out with the local government as it was not clear whether there was direction for the alleged crime or not. Meanwhile, it will whoever Regency cities or in South Kalimantan, monitoring by the police intelligence said the head of public relations is also continued to be crying out on a migrant Khalifatul Muslimin network. The existence of Khalifatul Muslimin is not a currency become the concern of Metro Jaya Regional Police have arrested a number of leaders of Khalifatul Muslimin in a number in areas in Indonesia. Khalifatul Muslimin is known to be an organization sustained by the police of spending this concept in Khalifatul and wanting new the system trading the Pancasila ideologies. The Khalifatul Muslimin figured who the status of the suspend are charged in the Article 5 then paragraph 4, letter C in conjunction with Article 82E paragraph 2 and the law the Republic of Indonesia number 16 of 2017. Concerning the stipulation of government regulation of the Law of Law number 2 years 2017 concerning amendment to the number 17 2 years 2019 concerning communities organizing become law in additional alternative article also the suspendable article 14 paragraph 1 paragraph 2 and or article 15 of law number 1 in 1 year 1946 concerning in the criminal law regulation. The next news is, private employer by the Kediri becomes a Pimp. The woman with the initial EC, 21 years old, is in trouble with the police being involved in the one prostitutional in the Makassar Regency, East Java. The resident of Karseman Hamlet, Khilafatul Village, Mojo District, Garut Regency, was arrested by the PPI in the unit of the Makassar Police to address it being a Pimp. He officer dating service for master took the midget application. As a private sex worker in a boarding house on Nugroho Street, Makassar Regency. The commercial sex worker officer by the suspect has an initial year he 26 years. A resident of the central Cijujung Village, Sukaraja District, Bogor Regency. From the suspect hand, the police suspicion money worth 150,000. This money is suspected to be result of the backmark transaction for the price of one online prostitution survive. Officered by the suspect, the woman, man, and the nurse. Now the suspect subject to Article 5 blank or 6296 on Criminal Code with the treat in on personal for the 3 months or 1 year in prison. The next news is, in action while the crying children, this woman in Balikpapan is Kalimantan successfully steal a 4 motorcycle. With the praise of the resident in Balikpapan, East Kalimantan did not expect the woman with the initial MG would commit a motorcycle theft. It's natural not suspicion, because the 34-year-old woman in her action always cries her baby. Not suspiciously, he managed to steal for a motorcycle unit. However, undoubtedly, the final approached him because the police officer from the North Balikpapan Police managed to arrest him. The woman has stolen from the March of June 2022. From her action, MG has stolen at the least 4 motorbikes from the 4 different crime scams. The North Balikpapan Police Adjutant Commissioner of Police Eko Budiatno explained that the left the prevention both the underground children have with them. Eko said the location of their itself was close when he was holding a child. Her eyes is worth watching him, looking at the motorbike who was like standing behind. The result of the lab continue Eko. The plan will be sold as body scoring. None of the offense was successfully sold. The stolen items include motorcycle with a Honda Scoopy, Honda Spacie, Yamaha Jupiter, and Honda Repo brands. In his last action, MG was called by the resident and the local RT operators at the resident because his photo was circulating in the crispy space as the result of the illegally taking away of motorbike, which is the SV motorcyclistly scoring of the North Balikpapan Police Safe out to the account for his action. This article has been published on the Kaltim with the title "Why the Crying Child and Woman in Balikpapan Influenced the Theft a Track Motorbike Around." The next news is World Blood Donor Day. The moment of the World Blood Donor Day, the Indonesian Red Cross Tarakan launched Operation Ambon Win Day 1,000 packs of blood. The conversation of the World Blood Donor Day, which is found on the Thursday, was held in simple manner at the Indonesian Red Cross office, Tarakan City, this afternoon. At this moment, at the same time, the precision to launch vessel was officially honored, operated by the Indonesian Red Cross Tarakan City. The chairman of the Indonesian Red Cross at the city of Tarakan, Hamid Amin, he said that the blood donation activities must continue to be crying for the maintain the entire solidarity and enthusiasm. So far, there have been many collaborative programs with stakeholders and private complaint, even 3 teams of work above the donor blood, including the tents and the meat from the boat Tarakan in Kaltara. Meanwhile, the need for the blue Tarakan is not very weak every day. That is very not the super 1,000 bags of promote. He often said that there was different goods that easily traded, and for the pharmacy, bloodies includes lemon, red blood, chorus, and many pharmacy. He continued, the stipulation itself can you do not 100 times, you can get the gold pin from the president, 75 times at the government, and 50 times from the Tarakan city government. Its appraisal tool itself is described spread by the Dr. Adi Sumurianto. The appraisal tool is in 3 for the blood component, but in the time what is often needed is plenty. So that one that the time flows of totally 10 bags, but this only needs 2 sets 3 bags, use a manual. And the last news is LGBT allegedly planning to hold a gay party in the park of the Bogor. Eventually searching a number of villages to information on the gay parties from the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender or LGBT group. The villa in the Mangamadum area Garut Regency, West Java, has been ordered by the Jajaka, Indonesia. The event was cancelled because the villa owner badly cancelled it. The owner admits that at first he did not understand what the LGBT was. Quotes from the TRIBUN News Bogor, the gay party is scheduled for the Saturday and Sunday. Initially, the LGBT representative who named himself Jajaka Indonesia had booked a villa since January for the March 2022 event. However, this was carried out due to largest number of collateral who was a private COVID-19 and had to undergo quarantine. It also said that the number of resident information the villa tenants were gay to like the same sex. The villa in the Mangamadum area Garut Regency, West Java has been ordered by the Jajaka. It also said the number of the resident information that the villa tenants were gay who liked the same sex. Ita and her husband doubled out to point out the potential guests to the villa must have the permit for the police. The Indonesian Jajaka community, all LGBT, also agreed to the consideration given by the Villa Colusa. On the other hand, when Jajaka Indonesia agreed, also explained that the maximum per leave from the police was 30 people, and the movement like Jajaka Indonesia who will attend this party is only 1,000 people. At the time when the gay party was selected, Jajaka Indonesia said the event to be held where LGBT HIV/AIDS education. The villa party finally consulted by the booking of the villa on the Jajaka Indonesia community. Well, I think those were news all today with me, Kusnul Ashaifa. Thank you for watching and have